In the corner of this Texas zoo, we'll be studying the leisure daily lives, from the colossal to the experienced leaders, down to the place seekers, that will show how they educate us on their own and what they can do to entertain themselves. Enjoy. I'm 1,000 miles away from home at the Houston Zoo for the first time, and let me tell you, it is beautiful. Just about everything you'd want in 55 acres. An aquarium. It has gorillas, big cats, injured freedom birds, cool-looking trees, and elephants. Besides the sea lions, the very first thing you'd see, well, also after the aquarium and the Natural Encounters building, is the McNair Asian elephant habitat. Alright, it's a dead giveaway of what it has, and it's bound to have a couple of enclosures at least. I've seen this done a few times, so why was I so thrilled and inspired by it? Great question, and we'll find out, but first, according to a sign, this complex opened in 2008 and has been expanded several times from then until 2017. Possibly because they keep popping these things out so often and need to follow size regulations. It's a big family that comes in all shapes, weights, ages, and colors, so stimulation is a big factor. And of the 28 zoos I've been to, minus the 13 that didn't have elephants, I've never seen a place do such a good job at keeping these giants busy. So on this episode, I'll do the usual of showing you their homes and its sizes and whatnot, and we'll also briefly meet the family and find out how this place was designed to make sure the elephants and you have an equal amount of fun. Let's begin. As soon as the Natural Encounters building spits you out, the arch is straight ahead, where homes for cheetahs, domestic pups, tortoises, alligators, and even giraffes once were. They've all been combined to be the female yard. Added in 2011, it is 1.10 acres, or roughly 50,000 square feet, which is good to know for all the architects out there, I guess. I don't know. Anyhow, with this, it expanded the complex by over 50%. There's multiple shade structures to get away from the brutal heat. And here's a tip, don't wear jeans in the summer in Texas. There are several feeding stations that make the elephants spread out from corner to corner and makes them also reach into your territory. And then the massive cherry on top, an 80,000 gallon pool. And if you were to go over to the top of the plaza, you can see into the females' barn and get a look at their night quarters. And during a certain time of the day, usually 10 a.m., the keepers actually open the windows so you can basically stick your head inside and get an unobstructed look at their medical checkups and pedicures. In regards to this expansion, from the words of the elephant curator, our goal is to create a multi-generational family group of elephants. In order to accomplish this, we need more space. So I was right, and saying the animals were popping out babies wasn't an exaggeration. 5 calves have been successfully born in Houston in the last 9 years, which means it's time to meet this family of 10. The girls. Mitai. Born in Thailand, she's estimated to be 50 years old, making her the oldest female of the bunch and also rightfully the matriarch. Mitai can be identified by her tattered ears. While she has no living offspring of her own, she is known to be the perfect aunt, and despite her age, she still has just as much fun as the rest. Shanti. Have to be quick on this one, don't have a lot of footage of her. She's 29, came to the zoo in 2001, and was actually born in the exhibit that we featured last week. TESS, born in Malaysia. She came to the zoo in 2008, has successfully bred 3 times, and still lives with all her offspring. She can be identified by the brown marking that comes into a triangular point in the middle of her trunk. Now to the smaller ones, Tupelo. She was born in 2010 and is usually seen with her mother Tess, but at 9 years old, this is around the time that Asian elephants are considered more mature and independent. She can be easily identified for now because she's about 3 times larger than the calves, but 2 times smaller than the adults. Then there's my personal favorite, the little bundle of joy. Daughter and 5th calf to Shanti. She is only 2 years old, which means she is at the age where nursing is not needed in order to survive, and has no problem wandering off from her mother's shelter to mingle with the rest of the herd and also take a dip solo. Which then brings us to the last female, the one who's been stealing the spotlight from Joy, little baby Tilly. Only just turned 1 in June. She is the 6th offspring from TESS. When an elephant is born, they weigh about 250 to 300 pounds and stand at only 3 feet tall. And after 2 hours, they can stand on their own, which is critical for them because they need to be able to nurse quickly. At that stage, they can't see too well, but are able to recognize the individuals of the herd by touch, scent, and sound. And they grow somewhat quickly, gaining 2 to 3 pounds every day in their first year, and are eventually weaned when they weigh around 2,000. Not entirely too far from that, but her dependency was apparent when the herd walked away when she was sleeping, and she didn't seem to want to be too far from them. If you were to ever visit, the best time to come around here is at 10 a.m. to see the keepers interact with them inside, and then around 1:30 where the water comes into play. But stay to the end to see all that because there's more of the complex that's yet to be seen. On the other side of the middle path is the bachelor pad. Their exhibit is roughly 35,000 square feet. Just like the female yard, the visitor viewing goes along the entire length of the front side, except here it kinda comes in sections. The left side is ground level, then steps take you on a boardwalk to see the middle and right sides. Before the 2011 expansion occurred, the front half you see here is the former cow home, while the right side looked quite unfortunately like this. It wasn't until 2017 when the 2 yards were combined, reimagined, and turned into a proper oasis. Along with an additional barn and twice the outdoor space, the zoo gave the bulls a 130,000 gallon pool, where the boys swim and wrestle almost daily. Meet Duncan. At 5 years old, his mother Shanti hasn't played a role in his life in a couple of years. He is the youngest male at the zoo but isn't afraid to show off his strength to the big guys. His brother, Baylor. At 9 years old, he is, you could say, the medium-sized male. He can still be identified from the rest by the splotches on his ears, his thicker but still tiny tusks, and his body is slowly bulking up. Then there's Tucker. Born in 2005, he didn't arrive at the zoo until 3 years later. At 14 years old, he not only doesn't need his mother at this point in his life, but in the wild, he would be kicked out of the herd and look to either form his own or join a group of males. He is the largest resident of the bachelor pad, but he doesn't compare in size to THAILAND. Thai for short, he is incredibly impressive. THAILAND was born in Thailand in 1965 and has been here since 1980. He's also one of AZA's, I guess you could say, top prizes. Of the 9 other elephants in Houston, Thai is responsible for bringing 5 of them into the world, which is a big reason why he lives with the females. He can be easily identified from his massive tusks, because as you know, females have them but they don't show. And when it comes to him and others, it's quite obvious who's who because he easily towers over everyone else. Now I said the McNair Asian elephant habitat is home to 1 species, but that's not actually entirely true. Meet Max the barn dog. Dumped on the side of the road, he was delivered to the zoo on a Christmas Eve. No one wanted to adopt him right away, so the large mammal curator suggested that he be a part of the elephant family and has enjoyed a pampered life ever since. And from what I've seen, he's basically seen and treated like a celebrity from the visitors. Max, who got his name from Elephas maximus, is fearless, quite reserved, and doesn't act aggressive in any way, even when a dog's favorite living toy makes its way into the elephant's home. And that was, so far, my all-time favorite experience when it comes to elephants. Expanded and renovated 3 times, 210,000 gallons of water, a short distance between you and the animals, 2 decent-sized enclosures, barns, and viewing areas that combine to a total of 3.5 acres, making it around the 7th largest elephant complex in the United States. Is it photographer friendly? Even with the obstructed wires, absolutely. How does it offer a great guest experience? Like I said, it brings you so close to the animals that they can actually reach out to you. When the keepers are having their own fun with them, they make sure it happens right along the guest path. And with the combination of that, the pools, and the spirit of their young elephants, it makes for a very entertaining and adorable spectacle. As you head out, remember to comment below and vote what's one zoo you choose to have featured from the list in the description. Now please enjoy the rest of my footage and what's left of the elephant's pool time.